The QCK is the greatest mousepad ever made. Well, I think so, and I think a lot of people would agree. This is just a normal mousepad, but over the years and years of history of gaming, it seems to be something that has been there since the start. So, this isn't a review, and this isn't an ad. I'm just here to tell a little story and have a little discussion about this mousepad. If you buy any Steelseries QCK nowadays, they make this massive, outrageous claim on the box that it's the greatest ever on the side. But honestly, I'm inclined to agree to some extent that this is true. You see, you don't go selling the same product, especially a mousepad, over 10 million times for 10 years, over and over and over again, without it being somewhat great. Especially since it's just a piece of cloth. So why is it the greatest, and how did it get here from the start? So Steelseries was founded by this dude in 2001. We're going back in time here. His name is Jacob Wolf Peterson, and although they were initially called Soft Trading at first, funny name, huh? They renamed to Steelseries in 2007. Since then, they've built up a rep for making mostly good tech products with a gaming focus over the last couple of years, with many different models being released of gaming mice, keyboards and headphones and headsets and mousepads, and countless different types of gaming peripherals. They sponsor tens of hundreds of esports teams, okay, maybe not hundreds, but many esports teams like the world famous Na'Vi, and are the choice for many pros even when they aren't sponsored. And today, they are one of the most well-known gaming brands in the world. And honestly, I don't really need to tell you all this. You already knew about Steelseries. They are one of the gaming giants when it came to gaming mouse and gaming products. Alongside Razer and Logitech and maybe Corsair, there really are few brands that have the outreach and brand recognition that Steelseries has, especially in the gaming world. That's enough about the brand and its history. What about the product itself that we're talking today, the QCK? Well, fun fact, Steelseries, Soft Trading, at the time, they didn't even make cloth pads at all, let alone the QCK. The QCK that would honestly be one of the things that define the brand wasn't even made for the first 7 years or 8 years of the life of Steelseries. In fact, they only made aluminium pads or glass pads because back then ball mice were popular and optical sensors were rare and not common at all in the world of gaming mouse. Any mouse worth its salt up to about 05 was a ball mouse, and as a result, most people wanted a hard pad because of the added resistance that ball mice had. But when optical sensors became popular, more and more people were looking at cloth mouse pads, and Steelseries themselves were too thinking about getting into the market. However, there was a problem. You see, back then every single cloth pad was pretty much a crappy cloth pad that was designed to be a freebie. It was cheap, easy to produce, and very convenient to throw in as a bundle with, say, a laptop or a mouse. However, none of them were worth their salt when none of them were high performance or good enough for Steelseries or the gamers they were trying to market to. So, Steelseries had an issue here because all their partners that made cloth mousepads were making cheap budget type mousepads. They literally had no OEM option for them to make anything premium. So Steelseries had to pull a bunch of money out of their pocket, put a bunch of staff in the factories of their partners to ensure that the designs that they wanted, the quality that they wanted, and the production standards that they wanted for cloth mousepads were met. These standards were supposed to be as high as they could be and as high as the standards for their aluminium and their glass pads that they made at the time. And it cost them a lot, and it was honestly quite a financial gamble because Steelseries weren't that rich of a company back then, but it paid off because even today you see that Steelseries QCK all over the world in different shops. This little costly maneuver ensured that they had the performance and the quality in this cloth mousepad that the gamers were looking for, and was quite rare at the time because all the mousepads were crappy free ones. Honestly, I wish I could tell you more, but Steelseries never replied to my tweet asking for more information about how QCK was found and how QCK was invented, who came up with the names, and who came up with all the designs. So, Steelseries, if you watch this video, email me. I could do it part 2. I'm happy to do it. So while I'm very limited on what else I can tell you about the Steelseries QCK's foundation and creation, I can talk a little bit about why I think the QCK has come really far. It's very tough to exactly pinpoint the reason why the QCK got so big and became so legendary, but I could suggest a few. The first thing I think is consistency. The QCK is a consistently good product, and not only that, it's a consistent product. It is a standard in the world of ever-changing tech. You see, in the world of gaming, even though it's very closely related to technology, the top-level competitive gamers really hate change. That's why you've got gamers using mice that are from Xiaomi that are 5-6 years old. You've got people who don't change their mousepad no matter how dirty it is. You've got people who use a particular keyboard with multiple keys not working. Because when it comes to muscle memory, feel, and habitual movements of your hands and stuff, not changing a single thing is important to performance. And having a consistent product allows these gamers to have something to always rely on. Let's say you're someone who bought a QCK in 2010. 5 years later, your trusty mousepad is finally too dirty to really be considered not a biohazard. So it's time to get a mousepad. You buy another QCK and it's exactly the same. Everything feels as good as when it was brand new for you, 2010. And suddenly, you play as good as you were, even with your old mousepad. There's no worries here about change. There's no worries about having to adapt, because QCK was so consistent and consistently good as well, with the build quality so good today still. The stitching, the materials, and the feel are all really quality. With it being so consistent, I think that's one of the reasons why it's remained so big, so popular, so well renowned over the last couple of years, and pretty much half the history of computer PC gaming. Second, its reputation. With this consistency, it brought about a big solid reputation to back the QCK. And with this rep, more and more people flock to this product because it's so well known among so many people in the gaming scene. And couple this with Steelseries' consistent esports sponsorships and esports teams constantly picture using the QCK even when they weren't sponsored by QCK, it's easy to see why so many people knew about it and bought it. And this was like a snowball effect, and this reputation built onto more reputation. And because Steelseries managed to maintain the quality of their mousepad over the last 10, 12, 13, 14 years, it continued to grow and continued to become more and more popular, giving it an ever-growing legendary status. Third, quality. I know this isn't a review, but the build, design, and feel of the QCK is really good. It was a good product in the first place in 2010 or whenever it came out, and it's still a good product now. Not only is it consistent, it's consistently good, as I've said before, and that good is really apparent when you use a QCK mousepad. The build quality is excellent, the resistance feels just right, it seems to be a sweet spot for most people. The weight is nice, the rubber on the bottom is perfect, it prevents it from sliding around. The design is clean and simple and unfiltered, it's not vulgar and stuff. Every part of the QCK just screams, oh, I'm just a good gaming mousepad, and that's it. And that is possibly also one of the reasons why it is such a legendary product, because it remained that quality for so long. Sure, there are also a lot of other products that sell a lot over a long time, but what exactly makes the QCK so great for me? Well, to me, this is because it stood the test of time without budging. Its design has been pretty unchanged if you ask me for the start, yet it's still by far the most popular pad on sale. It is also infinitely recognizable. If you see a rectangular pad with rounded corners and a Steelseries logo, you just know it is a QCK no matter what type it is. 10 years is a very long time in the tech world where things are changing, where consumer tastes are constantly fluctuating. And for just a piece of cloth to keep staying on and relevant in so long is insane to me. Look, I don't think you can name a mousepad that hasn't had a reiteration last so long as a QCK. Sure, there are some close contenders. I'm sure the Razer Goliath was a long-lasting one, but they don't even sell that anymore. I'm sure the Logitech G240 is a really good contender, but it's only been around for like 5 years. The QCK has been around for 10 plus years, and it's still going strong, unchanged, a testament to the original designers and the original idea. That is insane, because it's just a piece of cloth for your mouse to sit on. And the fact that it's sold so much to tech-savvy people, to gamers looking for high performance for so long, has left me kind of flabbergasted, kind of emotional, and also thoroughly impressed. It's iconic, it's identifiable, and I think that is why it is such a great piece of tech, even though it's just a piece of cloth. 10 years is a long time, and 10 million is a lot. The Steelseries QCK has come from just a normal gaming mousepad into something that every gamer has considered buying at one point, assuming they are a PC gamer, of course. Anyway, that's it for this video. It's a bit of a ranty essay video, and if Steelseries watches this, I hope you like it, because I just jerked off your brand for 10 whole minutes. If you did enjoy the video, however, please subscribe, like, and all that stuff. I'll appreciate it very much. I'm very tired. I'm grinding out all these YouTube videos and stuff, but my channel isn't growing. Thank you all so much for watching, however. Goodbye.